So good morning, I'm Troy McClellan, President and CEO of Economic Alliance Snohomish County. Welcome to the state of Everett, presented by Comcast. And so with that, it's my great honor to introduce a great friend to Economic Alliance, but also a great friend to this region and a great friend to this state. Mayor Ray Stephenson took office as mayor of the city of Everett on November 19th, 2003. As mayor of the largest city in Snohomish County, Stephenson focuses city resources on public safety, economic development, and downtown development. He also focuses on budget and finance and quality of life for his city. He's led efforts to expand higher education opportunity and workforce development in the region, and has championed transportation and infrastructure improvement that supports not only the city of Everett, but the entire region throughout Snohomish County. Stephenson serves on the executive board and executive committee of the Puget Sound Regional Council. He's on the board of the Prosperity Partnership, is a partner of the Washington Aerospace Coalition, and served on former Governor Gregoire's Higher Education Task Force. In 2013, he chaired Governor Jay Inslee's Permit Streamlining Committee as part of the Boeing 777X campaign. Before serving as mayor, Stephenson worked as an executive at Verizon Communications, where he led a startup venture to provide buried service wire and placement of utility locating services across the country. He also served as the general manager of customer service operations in the state of Washington and as a division manager directing operations for a four-area state. Ray, in his previous tenure, served as the city's executive director in the mid-90s, and this Everett native served on the Everett City Council from 1982 to 1988. One of his many accomplishments was, as a city council member, he was the budget chairman that supported and found a way to put in place a progressive $30 million capital program that included library expansion and improvements of all our city parks. Stephenson and his wife Vicki have been married for more than 40 years. They have 3 children and 2 grandchildren. Mayor Stephenson truly is a great and effective leader. He's a regional leader, and it's my great honor to introduce my partner and friend, Ray Stephenson.
Well, thank you very much, all of you, for being here today. It's my great honor to bring the state of the city of Everett to all of you. I want to thank Troy and the Alliance for the incredible work that they do. I talk to Troy almost as much as I talk to Vicki, and that's a lot. We talk several times a day. He's been a great partner, and what I appreciate most, and I know most of you recognize this, before the Alliance, we were a pretty fractured group when we went to Olympia or to Washington, D.C. That is no longer the case. We speak with one voice. We stay together on issues that are important. We don't sell each other out. And it's been a great honor to work with you, Troy. Troy is I don't know how he does it. You think about this. He not only does this job as CEO of the Alliance, he's a port commissioner, and he's also a captain in the Navy Reserve. So I think, I know Vicki knows I'm not home very much. I don't think he's home as much as I am, but let's give Troy a round of applause and his staff for their great work. Thank you, Troy. And also, Troy introduced my council members, but I want to tell you what a pleasure it's been to work with 7 professionals at the city of Everett. They do remarkable work. It's hard work, tough decisions. Councilmember Tui, I want to welcome you to the team. You've done a great job so far, and I look forward to working with you. Paul Roberts represents us on Sound Transit. Scott Bader, Scott Murphy, incredible leaders on the council, really making the tough decisions. So please, another round of applause for my council members. My city staff, very proud of them. My police chief, Dan Templeman, is here. Murray Gordon, my fire chief. We have members of the fire union leadership here as well. Our first responders are remarkable people who do remarkable work. I know all of us read with dismay about what's going on around the country, but I can tell you unequivocally, our first responders are professionals who show great restraint, and I'm very, very proud of them. So a round of applause. Lainey McMullen is here leading our economic development effort. Megan Pembroke has joined us as our public information director. They all do remarkable work. My planning folks are here, David and Alan, and I know I'm missing a lot, Jim Isles, our city attorney. But these people are more than just great city servants. It's like a family at the city of Everett, and I appreciate them very, very much. So I want to also introduce my family, and now I'm some distance from Vicki, so I'll tell this story. So just showing our age, and Vicki's mother now living with us, we're back watching Jeopardy. How many people watch Jeopardy? So Vicki's always prided herself, and we've always felt very blessed to have her, for most of her career, be a homemaker. And so there was a woman introduced last night as a retired homemaker, and I thought to myself, how the hell does that happen? So I had visions at 6 o'clock this morning she was going to hand in her retirement papers. And it sort of reminded me of a time that I went to an Elks meeting and introduced myself as a former veteran. And they looked at me like, why, you're not with us any longer? So anyway, I appreciate you, Vicki, very much, and you're a great partner. My daughter, Ramey, is here. You probably know, and if you don't know, you need to know. She ran for Snohomish County judge this last election cycle, was not successful, but I couldn't be more proud of the campaign she ran, and what an incredible, incredible daughter to have. She's got the political bug, so it won't be her last attempt at political office, but what a great daughter to have. Thank you, Ramey. And my father, my 92-year-old father is here. My brother had to roust him out of bed this morning. I guess at 92 you can sleep in if you want. So if you get tired of listening to me, he can finish what I have to say, because he's the original Ray Stephenson. So, and then of course my brother Jim, who is here and works for the Alliance and is doing a great job. I'm very, very proud of my family, feel very, very blessed. So it's an honor to be here with you to present the 2015 State of the City Address. This is my 12th State of the City Address, and no, John Lovick, I'm not going to be mayor for life, although that's what he calls me all the time. 2015 is the 10th anniversary of the adoption of the Vision 2025. Just as by way of background, this was a citizens committee that developed a shared vision for what our community would look like and what steps we would have to take to get there. We identified 6 critical areas: education, parks, art and culture, harborfront, riverfront, urban design, transportation, and economic development. And at this halfway point, I'd like to take the opportunity to check in on our progress over the last decade, remind us where we're going, and share my administration's next steps, including some immediate priorities for the coming year. In the area of education, the city has worked for years to establish Washington State University at University Center. University Center is a consortium of public and private universities in North Everett. Washington State's first class of mechanical engineers graduated in June of 2014. And this past fall, the university added 3 new degrees in electrical engineering, communications, and hospitality. In the last 10 years, the baccalaureate program at University Center has increased from 174 students to 465, an increase of some 167%. And it's not just Washington State University. Closer to downtown, Trinity Lutheran College, and President John is here today, has established itself in the heart of our community, and we're currently working with the college on plans for dedicated student housing. Everett Community College continues to grow and expand and has opened cutting-edge advanced manufacturing training center last summer. So what do we expect in 2025? Everett will be a home to a thriving college district in North Everett, and the University Center will serve nearly 1,500 students a year. Washington State University's presence will continue to grow with a focus on STEM degrees and preparing graduates for a wide variety of careers, including in the medical field. Our kids and grandkids will have an opportunity to get an affordable research university degree and a good family wage job and continue to make Everett their home. So what are our priorities for 2015? The city will actively support Washington State University's legislative requests to further establish and expand four-year degrees in Everett. A $4.5 million to launch 4 new degree programs in aviation management, maintenance management, data analytics, software engineering, and sustainable food systems. We're also advocating for a $61.1 million building for a new academic center to be built in North Everett. The city will strongly support Washington State's efforts to establish a second state medical school in Spokane. WSU envisions a community-based medical education model which would help opportunities for WSU Everett students to enroll in medical school and to train in a clinical site on the Everett campus. We will kick off work in North Everett College District study area on the second half of this year, and we will engage the community and key stakeholders to help guide future growth and address related issues such as parking. And the city will continue to support Everett and Mukilteo school districts and their innovative and integrated STEM curriculums. The K-12 system is a critical piece of the education puzzle in Everett. In the area of parks, art, and culture, and if you know me, probably people don't recognize my passion about the arts, but Everett has always been ahead of the curve when it comes to supporting art opportunities in our community. In the past decade, we've expanded our free summer concert series, our annual 4th of July parade and fireworks show, and our incredibly popular Sorticulture Festival. We've added new festivals and interactive art exhibits like Street Tunes and Word on the Street, and every year we break our own records for attendance at our free activities and events. We also recognize the value of arts as an economic driver, and since the vision plan was adopted in 2005, we've built the Wetmore Theater Plaza. We've surplus property for the art space lofts, and we've worked with the Village Theater to renovate and open second stage and youth education center. We also support through grants, sponsorships, and other partnerships several arts and culture-oriented organizations, including the Shack Arts Center, Historic Everett Theater, Imagine Children's Museum, and the Everett Music Initiative. And all have become huge attractions, bringing our visitors from well beyond this region. Since 2005, we expanded our community green space by acquiring properties in South Everett for future parks. We've teamed up with Forterra in 2012 to form Green Everett Partnership to develop and implement a plan for sustainable, healthy forest in Everett. And each year we expand our creative and affordable recreation offerings designed to keep our community active and healthy. Our comprehensive budget work last spring confirmed that our community is fiercely protective of our quality of life and places a huge value on accessible, affordable activities and resources. So what do we expect in 25? Everett will be recognized as the best and most diverse parks and recreational community in the state. High quality, free events and activities will provide cultural opportunities for Everett families and attract visitors to the city. The Silver Lake Trail system around the lake will soon be complete, and our South Everett Parks properties will be developed. riverfront and harborfront park and office space amenities will put Everett on the destination map. So as we look to 2015, we will move forward with our plans for a pedestrian bridge connecting Grand Avenue Park to the waterfront, enhancing public access and improving walkability. Phase 1 of the Henry M. Jackson Park renovation will be complete this summer, updating the west 4 acres of the park with a new playground, restrooms, a new shelter, walking and jogging paths, community gardens, and a central gathering plaza. And staff will continue to work to transform the Brushwood parcel into a neighborhood green space with trails and a picnic area, and that work is expected to be complete in the summer of 2016. And we'll continue to support new and established artists and musicians through grants and our annual arts awards. Moving to the harborfront and riverfront, the past decade has really been a story of perseverance for the city's riverfront and the port's harborfront projects. Our Planning Commission, City Council, and staff worked with the community to craft comprehensive plans for both sites of the city to ensure that the developments would reflect the community values and our vision for Everett's future. This past year, we saw our hard work and dedication pay off, with both projects making significant progress. The unfortunate closure of the Kimberly-Clark Mill in 2012 was an unexpected event that negatively affected employees and their families and was a significant revenue hit for the city. But our City Council approved a comprehensive plan revision that sets the stage for future robust maritime use, creating hundreds of family-wage jobs. So as we look to 2025, Everett's 2 waterfront communities will be the premier attraction for people relocating to our community, offering diverse inventory of homes for buyers at every price point, opportunities to live and work in these walkable, exciting neighborhoods will be a draw for families, young professionals, and retirees alike. A thriving and growing maritime industry of shipbuilding and repair, adding to the port's robust shipping and marina operations, will be a centerpiece of our working waterfront, providing hundreds of family-wage jobs. Naval Station Everett will continue to be a valued partner in our community and a strategic resource for our country. So as we look to 2015, both developments were significantly slowed by the recession, but are now moving forward. The first homes at the riverfront development will go up for sale at the end of this year, and the mixed-use development is scheduled to start in 2016. The City Council approved the port's revamped waterfront place plans last week, and we will continue to work with the port as this project takes shape. And I'll continue to support and champion Naval Station Everett as a critical component of our national security plans. And I'll work closely with the Economic Alliance in Troy and our ongoing efforts to bring a more robust Coast Guard presence to Everett. The city will continue to encourage efforts to reactivate the Kimberly-Clark property while ensuring that this site is safe and clean for future uses. In the area of urban design, our Vision 2025 work outlined the need for a comprehensive design standards to ensure quality development and livability in the city's commercial districts and key corridors. In 2006, the City Council adopted an updated downtown comprehensive plan, which included property tax exemptions for multifamily developments and other incentives. New design standards for the core residential area were developed in 2007, followed by the Broadway corridor mixed-use zoning standards in 2008. In 2012, we completed the Evergreen Way revitalization plan, which included changes to design standards and incentives for mixed-use development and housing around the Swift Bus Rapid Transit stations. Since 2005, more than 420 new residential units have been built in our downtown core, and another 404 units are currently under construction, including the Scott Dahl project on Rucker Avenue and new apartments above the future farmers market. Together, these developments are creating a thriving, walkable downtown neighborhood. Additionally, the Hampton Inn Extended Stay Hotel opened last summer, and the Marriott Hotel is under construction. As we look to 2025, Everett Central Business District will become a true mix of the best residential and business opportunities in the Puget Sound region, with incredible views and amenities, a lively arts and music scene, quality retail options, high-end restaurants, and a growing sports and concert hub. Residents and visitors will flock to the walkable, bike-friendly urban core of Everett. So as we go about our work in 2015, the year-round farmers market on Grand Avenue, a long-sought centerpiece of our downtown core, will open this spring. The market will feature micro restaurants, a commercial kitchen, space for local farmers to connect directly with restaurateurs and customers. The city will begin a parking capacity study and usage for downtown this summer, and we will develop a plan to ensure that our businesses, shops, and restaurants are able to find convenient, affordable parking options. Our code enforcement team will continue to focus on nuisance complaints to protect our community's quality of life. In 2014, we handled 736 nuisance cases, a 10% increase over 2013. Our comprehensive plan update, which will be complete by mid-year, includes new regulations to allow housing in the Everett Station area, and that will be an area of focus in the coming years. In the area of transportation, the city was a key advocate for a $250 million I-5 expansion that was completed ahead of schedule and on budget in 2008. This massive infrastructure expansion was a critical component to our region's continued economic development and job growth. In 2009, we partnered with Community Transit to establish the Swift Bus Rapid Transit Service on Evergreen Way between Everett Station and King County. And this route has become Community Transit's most productive non-commuter route. Even during the economic downturn, the city provided annual maintenance and street overlay resources to maintain our high-quality street system. In 2025, Everett businesses and customers will reap the benefits of strategic improvements to allow them to move their products more efficiently in and out of the city. Commuters will enjoy more reliable travel times to increase transportation options and key infrastructure improvements. 2015 is going to be a busy year for us. In the last 4 years, the number of vehicles on I-5 in the Puget Sound region has increased 89% the last 4 years. The lack of recent transportation infrastructure funding at the federal and state levels have hurt mobility in and around Everett, and we will continue to put pressure on our elected officials to fund transportation improvements in Snohomish County. While we've identified $3 billion in needed countywide investments, we've taken a disciplined approach by requesting $1 billion in improvements for the next 10 years. We will work closely with Sound Transit to ensure that future light rail alignments serve our Aerospace Center at Payne Field, as well as Everett Station and the hospital and college districts to the north. In 2015, our legislative session, we will advocate for a 2016 ballot measure to fund light rail to Everett, and if that's successful, it would be complete in 2033. Last year, the City Council secured a new funding source for local transportation improvements by establishing the Transportation Benefit District. And in 2015, we'll begin to allocate the funding to much-needed projects such as street overlay. And within weeks, days I hope, the demolition and replacement of the aging Broadway Bridge, a largely grant-supported project, will get underway. This year, we also hope to begin construction on the first phase of improvements to 41st and Rucker to enhance freight mobility between the port and I-5, and we've asked the legislature to fund for the funds to complete this critical project. In the area of economic development, since 2005, we were at that time some 85,000 workers in Everett. with aerospace, military, and healthcare being our major employers. Through careful financial stewardship, we survived the worst recession of our lifetimes, which began in 2008. Today, 95,000 people work in Everett. The aerospace and healthcare fields have grown significantly with the success of 787, the military refueling tanker, and the recent 777X decision, as well as the expansion of Providence Regional Medical Center and our ongoing growth and expansion of the Everett Clinic. 2011, I helped create the Economic Alliance Snohomish County, and I continue to serve on the Executive Committee and Trustee Board. Our downtown core is rebounding from the recession, and Everett's economy continues to diversify. In 2012, we launched Experience Everett Tourism Initiative to promote major attraction and events, bringing more visitors and overnight stays to our city. Over the next 10 years, Everett will continue to grow as a significant job center with the addition as many as 30,000 new jobs in aerospace, healthcare, military, maritime, international trade, and supporting industries. We will maintain our place at the forefront of aerospace and technology with a strong position in the global marketplace. Our downtown core will be a regional attraction, boosting the economy of the entire city. As we look to 2015, I'll continue to push for progress on commercial air. Lack of this essential service puts us at a competitive disadvantage as we attract new investors and companies to Snohomish County. And I know you all have heard me make this case for the last 10 years, but the time has come. We need to act. Thanks, Paul, for the pause. We'll work closely with our major employers in the medical and aerospace fields to ensure that we are developing the talented workforce needed for their future success. And as part of our ongoing Streets Initiative effort, we will collaborate with our partners in the region to implement innovative approaches to treating mental illness and homelessness that will enable our citizens to fully participate in the workforce and to contribute to our community. My team is working hard to attract and secure new businesses of all sizes, and while I'm not at liberty to share some of the good news that's coming our way, know that a lot of activity is happening behind the scenes, and there is significant national and international interest in our community, particularly in the riverfront and waterfront communities. I'm excited about the prospects for 2015 as I look forward to welcoming new investors to Everett. So, in conclusion, and that is an applause line, as Uncle Bob would say, you know, it's easy to take for granted all that we've accomplished as a community, and it really has been a community effort this past decade. And everyone in this room has played a role in those successes, and it's important to take time to celebrate. At the same time, we can't become complacent. Our past achievements should be the fuel that pushes us forward on critical priorities in the coming years. And as a native son of Everett, I'm continually amazed at our citizens' resiliency, our generosity, and the pride in our community. In our 122-year history, Everett has seen many transitions and ups and downs, yet we've always looked to the future with optimism and hope. Our Everett of 2025 will be an exciting and fun place to live, work, and raise a family. Our roadmap for the future is based on our strengths and knowing our opportunities, who we are, and who we can become. And I look forward to working with all of my fellow citizens to make Everett one of the best cities in America. Thank you.